When Laura came home that night, the scent of expensive wine and guilt entered the room before she did. I was sitting in the living room, the TV on mute, pretending to watch something while listening to the quiet shuffle of her heels across the floor. "You're still up?" she asked, her tone calm but a touch too careful. I looked at her, still wearing that red silk dress I hadn't seen before, the one that clung too perfectly, the one that screamed not for just dinner. Her hair was slightly tousled, her lipstick fading, and there was that faint trace of male cologne in the air that didn't belong to me. I smiled, not because I was fine, but because I'd already decided tonight wasn't the night for arguments. It was the night for answers. "Yeah," I said evenly, "couldn't sleep." "How was dinner?" She hesitated for half a heartbeat. "Just half." "It was good. Productive. You know, business talk, boring stuff." She kicked off her heels and stretched, feigning the kind of exhaustion that comes from honesty, not deceit. "You didn't have to wait up." "Oh, I wasn't waiting," I said, my voice calm. "Just curious." She smiled, sensing a trap but too tired, or too confident, to care. "Curious about what?" "About how often dinners with your boss end after midnight," I said, not accusingly, just conversationally, like a man comparing weather forecasts. Her eyes flicked toward me, then away, a tiny tremor in her calm facade. "Mark and I were going over some project details." He offered another glass of wine, "and it ran late," she said quickly. "Relax, it was just dinner with my boss." That's when I smiled wider, not angry, not broken, just controlled. "Cool," I said softly. This time, I invited his wife too. Her face drained of color, and in that moment, I knew every suspicion I'd buried was right. She froze, eyes widening as the words sank in. "What do you mean this time?" she whispered. I leaned back in my chair, savoring the quiet storm in her expression. "Last week's dinner," I said. "The one where you said the team was celebrating a new client win. I ran into Mark's wife at the cafe the next morning. Funny thing, she thought he was out of town." Her lips parted, searching for words. You talked to her?" I nodded. "I did. Nice woman. Kind eyes. Deserves better, I think." I stood, walked to the cabinet, and poured myself a drink. "So, tonight, when you told me you'd be at the same restaurant again, I decided to give her a call. Told her you two must have really hit it off at work." She seemed surprised. Laura's hands trembled slightly as she clutched her purse strap. "You didn't?" "Oh, I did," I said quietly. "She got there about 20 minutes after you and Mark sat down. I imagine it was quite the surprise." Her breath hitched. "You're lying." I looked her dead in the eye. "Then call him. Ask." She didn't move. The silence stretched until I could almost hear her thoughts cracking under the weight of it. Her phone buzzed just then, perfect timing, and I watched her flinch. Slowly, she picked it up, read the message, and her expression collapsed. I didn't have to see it to know who it was from. Mark's wife, probably. Or maybe Mark himself, panicking. "Jake, please," she whispered, her voice trembling. "You don't understand." "No," I said, sipping the whiskey. "I understand perfectly. You've been testing how much you can hide behind 'it's just dinner,' and I've been letting you. But tonight wasn't about catching you. It was about watching you reveal yourself." Tears welled in her eyes, but I wasn't moved, not this time. "It wasn't what you think," she said weakly. "Mark, he's been going through a rough time. We just talk." "Talk," I echoed, nodding. "Is that what you call it when you book a hotel room under your maiden name?" Her eyes snapped to mine, horror flashing across her face. "How did you?" "Credit card statements are fascinating things," I said, setting my glass down. "Especially when they show two identical dinner charges at two different restaurants on the same night." She was shaking now. "Please, Jake, I'm sorry. It wasn't supposed to." "To what?" "Happen?" I interrupted, voice calm as ever. You said that last time you accidentally left your phone unlocked on the counter, and I saw the messages. Remember? The ones where he called you my escape? You told me it was just office jokes. She covered her face, sobbing quietly. I messed up, she whispered. No, I said, stepping closer, lowering my voice until it was ice. You made choices. Repeatedly. You had dinner, wine, lies, and now tears. It's a full-course betrayal, Laura. She looked up at me, desperate. What are you going to do? I smiled faintly. Oh, nothing dramatic. I'm not him. I don't scream, I don't hit, and I don't stay. Her tears stopped for a second, confusion flickering through them. You're leaving? I nodded. Already packed. There's a letter on the counter. Inside, you'll find the spare key, the mortgage transfer papers, and a copy of the photos I sent to Mark's wife. She deserved to know too. Her breath caught. You told her everything? She thanked me, I said simply. Told me I wasn't the first husband she's had to warn. Laura sank to her knees, sobbing harder now, the weight of her world collapsing. Please, don't do this. We can fix it. I'll end it with him, I swear. I looked at her, that broken version of the woman I once adored, and felt nothing. You already did, I said. You just didn't notice. I grabbed my bag, walked toward the door, and paused. She looked up, eyes red and wet, her voice a whisper. Jake, please. I love you. I turned, gave her one last look, the kind that ends everything. Then you shouldn't have needed dinner to remember that. When the door closed behind me, I didn't look back. The night air was cool and clean, and for the first time in months, I felt like I could breathe. My phone buzzed once more, a message from an unknown number. It was short, polite, and devastating in its simplicity. Thank you for telling me. He's gone too. I stared at it, exhaled slowly, and smiled. Because sometimes, revenge doesn't need rage or chaos. Just truth, served quietly, like dinner. And tonight, both of them were finally full.